Butch and Bob Show.
World famous Butch and Bob Show here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio. Bob, what a victory for our Lady Jacket softball team yesterday.
It was a big win. Good team, East Forsyth, and they split the first two games on Tuesday and one on Wednesday. So, again, that was a big win. Big grand slam home run by Edison Thompson. And
grand slam. Park went crazy.
Two young sophomores, Ada Sluter and Morgan Boatwright, doing their job in the circle. So, third straight year they're going to Columbus. So, wish them the best of luck. Again, last year, state runner-up finished. This year, who knows?
Who knows?
Wish them the best.
State runner-up last year. Just one team in the state that was better than them. And so maybe they can do better this year.
They line up against Kell High School out of Marietta on Wednesday the next week at 3 o'clock. The Longhorns. Don't know much about them.
No, we don't know much usually about those teams that from north of I-20.
Kell High School.
Okay, and so that'll be next Wednesday. The Lady Jackets will play there in Columbus. It's a double elimination tournament. Last year they lost a game and had to. People understand they had to come back up through the losers bracket last year to be able to win, and that was a lot of games they had to play.
All right. And I said a double elimination event, but I said it's all about the money. They got everybody coming in and playing one game on Wednesday, so no one's leaving town on Wednesday. So Columbus is going to make their money. All those motels, restaurants, it's all about money.
Always about the money.
So, but they got 8 teams from each classification, so you got some 45 teams showing up there in the state of Georgia, all in Columbus for that big event. Like I said, they play all the state championships on Saturday. In each classification, hand out the trophies, so it's a big event. Wish the girls the best of luck.
Yeah, we sure do. Wish them the best of luck as they head to Columbus and play. And we'll keep people updated on the scores of those games right here on 105.5 FM. We'll have folks letting us know. We can pass it along on the radio and on our Facebook page and on our X page. It's still weird to say X instead of Twitter. But we can keep people updated on that as there'll be fans there giving us the scores as the games go along.
I got this information from the football stadium down there in Puller, Georgia, where Wayne County's going to play Friday night. Again, this is a cashless gate. So, again, do not show up Friday thinking you're going to be able to get a ticket at the gate. You got to go on that gofan.com and have a ticket in advance to enter the gate on Friday night if you're headed there for the football game. So pass that word around. I hate to see people get there and think they can buy a ticket and they won't take money.
You know, it's just a shame that it's that way because, GoFan gives a lot of money to the Georgia High School Association. If you hear the games and the playoffs and stuff like that, you hear that one of the things that, of course, you have to read when we've got teams in the playoffs is one of the sponsors of the Georgia High School Association is GoFan. Well, then GoFan's made it where, in situations there, they worked it through the Georgia High School Association that in playoffs and I guess even in a regular season game, I don't see how the Georgia High School Association had anything to do with tomorrow night's game. That's got to be the high school, right?
Right, but some of these teams are already hooked up with this GoFan, so
GoFan donates back, so they make it where you have to have a smartphone, and you've got to have an app set up on it so they can keep up with what you're doing and to be able to market back to you. It's a marketing tool. It's about the money. And so I'm sitting here and I'm looking at a $1 bill. Let me get the dust off of it out of my wallet here. Get the dust off this $1 bill in my wallet. Yeah, there's George standing there, just sitting there looking at me, and it says right on here in this government document put out by the U.S. Treasury, Department of Treasury there. This note. That's what they call this, is a note. This note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. So if you get ready to go through the gate, that's a debt that you got to pay to be able to go in there and watch the game. And according to the U.S. government, this is legal for that. But it's always about the money. So GoFan's got things set up where, in every single ticket that's sold, $1 goes back to GoFan. So if you've got a stadium with, let's say, 2,000 people, $2,000 goes to GoFan. And, of course, they donate back to Georgia High School Association, or the folks, to make sure that their pockets are always lined. But it's just a shame that we've gotten to the point in this country we cannot pay our debt by cash, which is what the government says that we can do for all debts, public and private. And of course, that's not the only situation there. There's a lot of places you go to that, especially hotels and places like that won't take cash, which I think is just, they're expecting everyone to have a credit card. They're expecting everyone to have a smartphone. They expect everyone to be able to download the GoFan app on their phone so they can market to them, and other companies can pay GoFan to market to these people on the Go app, the GoFan app. And so to me, it's just, I don't like it. I just don't like it. I think that if you want to do that, that's great. It ought to be your choice. If you want to pay by GoFan, or if you want to pay cash, because according to the U.S. government, this thing right here, dollar bill, is for all debts, public and private, according to the U.S. government.
Chris Carr's going to be in town Wednesday. I've already talked to him about the GHSA. He's not a big fan either, so maybe I can put a bug in his ear about this stupid policy where they don't take cash. So.
Well, see, GoFan was created back when some entrepreneurs got together and during COVID, okay? And so they started GoFan. And suddenly they saw they can make a cash cow out of this thing. So they got a big complex up there in Atlanta, and they've gotten these teams to accept only accept GoFan. That's a good-looking picture right there. I went to the softball complex there in Columbus. Yeah,
it's a beautiful place.
Big. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fields right there.
Yeah, there's no telling how many fields.
And there's other ones around there. They got pictures. Got some of them. That's a big old softball complex there in Columbus, where the Jackets will be next week. But and so they got together and they put this together, and of course they're donating funds back to the High School Association and other organizations to be able to make it where you have to do that. But I just, if you go to a playoff game and there's 5,000 people there, 6,000 people, that means $5,000 or $6,000 is going back to GoFan on every single game out there in the playoffs, and in some in like tomorrow night in Pooler. That you say Pooler?
Yeah, it's Pooler.
Okay.
That's the city of Pooler, where the stadium's at.
Okay, in New Hampstead.
It's a beautiful stadium.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Nice facility.
Yeah.
Turf field. So, like I said, at least the parking's free. They got a nice parking lot.
You don't have to pay for it by the GoFan.
Sometimes they need it. Sometimes they charge you to park. So.
What about the concessions? You have to use GoFan for the concessions?
You probably have to use a debit. A lot of these stadiums don't take cash money. Like I said, I was aggravated when I went to South Bend. Want a hot dog or a drink, and you got to use they won't take cash. You got to use a credit card or a debit card. So, but I don't have a debit card. So, but it's aggravating to put a Coke and a hot dog, $6 on your credit card.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to do that. So,
and which means 3% of that goes back to the credit card company.
Why can't
they charge that.
I don't understand these people that won't take cash. Is it because they don't trust people anymore with cash money? Is that what it is? They're getting ripped. There's got to be a reason.
Well, I don't know, but
maybe they just don't trust anybody taking cash money anymore. Maybe they didn't. They're finding out their
it's something else than that.
Sticky fingers.
It's something else than that. It has to be. It's like when you're a retailer, because we take credit cards here at the radio station. 3% of what we take in, we have to give back to the credit card company. Right. And so when you do the credit card situation like that, you got on all the GoFan thing, that's all done through credit card. And so 3% goes to the credit card companies, then $1 of every single ticket sold. Every single ticket sold goes back to GoFan. So, the credit card companies are benefiting, GoFan's benefiting, and where we can't walk in there with a $10 bill or a $15 or $20 bill and walk in the game when we got the cash in our hands. when the U.S. government says this is legal for all debts. Now, I know at the Jacksonville Jaguar games, you have, if you can't pay by cash, you have to go over to a kiosk and you can put money in there to get like a credit card type thing. It's a debit card, but you can put cash in it to get that. Yeah. So when you go over to the counter to get food, you just hand them that, and it just takes the money off of that. But you are using cash to get that. Yeah. So I've been on my soapbox for this for the last couple of years, and I will continue to be on my soapbox for this last couple of years, because I just don't think it's right that they require you to have a credit card. They require you to have a smartphone. They require you to put another app on your phone, because every time you put an app on your phone, and they say, oh, we're not going to sell any information. You know how many companies say that but actually do it? Next thing you know, you start getting these emails and text messages and all this other kind of stuff in companies that your information's been sold to someone else. It's always about the money. We should be able to pay for everything with cash.
This is America. So
this is America.
I say, Chris.
I like to walk up to them right there and say, see what that says right there? They're going to say, you still can't get in.
I will put a bug in Chris Carson, because, like I said, I think it's just a silly situation, but it's about money. So we'll see what he said. But like I said, I don't have no for GHSA anywhere. Like I said, they're nowhere to be found until state playoff action.
Well, they're not supposed to be found anywhere.
Then they come and start putting all these fees and all these charges. So I'm just saying, where are they at during the regular season?
Well, there's,
I'm not sure
there's
what
hundreds and
happened.
hundreds of games going on. They can't be everywhere. They just kind of look over the whole thing there. But I just think that you should be able to pay by cash when you go somewhere, because you're expecting folks to have credit cards and download apps and have a smartphone. The whole thing, you got to have that, or you can't participate in something when you've got cash in your pocket. So I just don't think that's right. But we've been paying to go into sporting events with cash for how long? Since the 1800s. And then suddenly, and here in Georgia, in the last 4 years, we've had to, in the playoffs and other situations like the New Hampstead game tomorrow night, you've got to pay another company $1 to be able to get in, because and download their app onto your phone. I don't know. I don't know how other people. That's just how I feel about it. That's just how I feel about it. Maybe other people don't give a turkey about it, but yeah. I just don't think it's right. I think it's going to get to the point where you have to pay everything by credit card, everything by apps, all that kind of stuff like that. So big government and big corporations and so forth can keep up with your every single move, and they can make money off of you in another way.
It's always about the money.
Always about the money. Always about the money. I think it should be an option. You want to use it, or you want to pay cash. I don't think they should have to require you to have to use these electronic devices and credit cards and all that kind of stuff to be able to pay your debt. When the U.S. government says this dollar bill is good for all debts, public and private. It didn't say some; it just said all. Oh, I hope somebody somewhere in the state sometimes gets so teed off about this, maybe an attorney's group, that get as mad as I am about it and take it to court. Because they don't have to pay them. They don't have to pay attorney fees, because they could be a law firm, and take it to court and see what happens there. See what the Georgia Supreme Court has to say about it.
It takes money to go to court.
That's what I'm saying. A law firm, somebody, got partners in a law firm to get teed off about it, so they don't, so they don't have to charge themselves. Yeah. For anybody else, they're not going to do that, because that's way too much money to do something like that. So I'll get off my soapbox on that. So the girls are going to Columbus next week to play their first game on Wednesday, and then we'll play on Thursday, whether they win or lose, because it's a double elimination tournament. And so go Lady Jackets. Now, there's a cross-country meet today at Wayne County High School. Is that correct?
Yeah, finally the high school is going to have a cross-country meet. Like I said, they had one scheduled, but the storm came and changed the calendar. But, again, it is scheduled for today at 4 o'clock. So if you get a chance, come on out and support the cross-country teams. Again, right across the street from the high school, nice course. A lot of teams coming in for the event. So wish them the best of luck. But I'm sure they're glad to finally have a home meet this year. At
Yeah,
their
because
own
we got
course.
a great course
Right.
here. I mean,
Right.
you talk to people who come in from out of town; they really enjoy running the course here.
It's a real nice course.
Yeah,
So,
running through the woods and over the hills
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff.
that takes place today at 4:00 at the high school. So wish them the best of luck.
Yeah,
But it's nice to finally have a home meet for the
yeah,
cross
it's good to
country
have a
team.
home meet this year because we didn't get a cross country coach almost. Was it that one that didn't get to the last minute or something like that? Yeah,
Right.
and so
Right
I guess
before
they
the
didn't have
season.
time to organize it.
All right.
Yeah. And so cross country meet today at Wayne County High School. I know Wayne County High School, of course, going to be there. Wayne Christian Academy, their team's going to be participating in it, and there'll be teams. You'll see buses from all over the
they
place.
invite
I mean,
a lot of
all
teams,
over. You'll
right.
see a lot of teams there, boys and girls teams will be participating today in the cross country meet at Wayne County High School, and of course, it's right there next to the tennis courts.
Yeah.
Wayne County High School. Okay, what else is going on, Bob? You said Chris Carr's coming to town?
He'll be here next Wednesday. I said he's going to meet with local law enforcement at the train depot at 10 o'clock, but the public invited to attend that event. He's going to talk about human trafficking, how they're cracking down on that. And then he's going to meet and greet at Scriven City Hall at 11:30, but then he's the guest speaker over at the Peanuts, Pies, and Politics, that event hosted by Stephen Meeks on Wednesday of next week. So looking forward to that. So like I said, he's going to be there. The Ag Commissioner, Tyler Harper, is going to be there. It would be good to talk to him about how the storms really affected the agricultural community. And they've taken a hit with these hurricanes. So be interested to get his
Big
thoughts
time.
on that. And the Speaker of the House, John Burns, is going to be there as well. So that's going to be a big event next Wednesday over at Mossy Pond. So looking forward to that. Always before the Georgia-Florida game, they always bring in the big-time politicians. So they all head down to Jacksonville. So it just works out perfectly for them to show up. So
Former state representative Chad Nimmer started that several years ago, and even though he retired from being in politics, it still continues.
yeah, he'll be there as well. I talked to Chad this week, so he's going to be at the big event on Wednesday. Looking forward to seeing him. Good guy.
Yeah. We've been fortunate here in Wayne County to have great state representatives and great state senators in the last many years.
No, they said Chris Carr, they scheduled him to be the guest speaker for that event, but he decided to come early to Wayne County, to have a couple. Like I said, he just wants to meet with local law enforcement at that train depot, but the public's invited to attend that event at 10 o'clock next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday at 10 o'clock, Attorney General Chris Carr will be there talking to everyone, but especially to law enforcement.
Right, and then he's going to Scriven City Hall. People invited that as well. That's just a meet and greet at City Hall in Scriven at 11:30 that Wednesday, and then he'll head to Mossy Pond for the luncheon and be the guest speaker over there at that event. So it's nice to have the Attorney General in town. I said, looking forward to seeing him.
Yep.
But I'll make sure to put a bug in his ear about that stupid GoFan thing.
Yeah.
I've already complained to him many times about the GHSA. So
Yeah.
along with complaining to Stephen Meeks and Blake Tillery and Bill Werkheiser,
And all of them.
anybody I can talk to.
You got a company here that's less than 4 years old that's making mega bucks off sports fans here in town instead of that money staying at home.
I'm not sure if I heard it right yesterday, but they had a controversial call at first base yesterday in that softball game, and East Forsyth coaches were just going ballistic about the call. And I thought I heard the home plate umpire say the first base umpire's in training. Now, why would you send a umpire in training to the state Sweet 16 playoff game?
The lack of officials.
I mean,
they don't
that's-
hardly have enough to go around these
That's
days.
just crazy. But he definitely wasn't in position to make the call. It was just
Did they reverse it or they keep it?
they reversed the
They
call.
reversed the call.
Right.
Okay.
And the home plate umpire had a good view of it, but they reversed it. But East Forsyth people went ballistic.
Okay.
So, because right after that, we hit the grand slam home run.
Bam!
So,
Take that, Forsyth. East Forsyth.
one of their fans got thrown out of the game because she, what was
Okay, go to it. Tell the story.
It's not really. I mean, it was funny to me because, the Texas game where they threw the bottles on the field and they got their call reversed. Well, after they changed the call, one of the coaches came out of the dugout and told their fans to throw bottles on the field to get the call reversed.
Oh, East Forsyth did?
Yeah, I was like, please don't do that. But that's where we're at. Kirby said the same thing. He said that's what's going to happen. You're going to have a bad call or a call, and then people are going to go crazy and throw stuff on the field and thinking they can get the call reversed. It's just a bad situation. But that's the first thing the lady said when they had the bad call. She came out and told her fans, throw stuff on the field, they'll reverse the call. So I was like, no, please don't do that. But that's where we're at in the world of sports. People just, I mean,
It's like, you want to root for your team and
That's
you want
what
them to
we're
win, but you
Texas
can't take. It's a game.
Yeah,
Don't take it. Don't take it like it's life and death.
it was good to see they finally fined Texas University. I think they fined them $2,500 for that incident.
Just $2,500.
I think it was I think that's
Oh,
what it
man.
was. I think that was the fine.
That's nothing.
They should have been penalized. That's what they should have been during the game. I mean, that was crazy, but that changed the momentum of that game, time being. So that's it. Kirby wasn't happy. Kirby said they're trying to rob him. So, but I saw his press conference yesterday. He said it's just a bad situation because he said you're going to see it happen more than once.
Yeah, if they allow that and all that kind of stuff and reverse, then it's going to be everywhere. Just like it happened yesterday at Wayne County.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the first thing that came to their mind. Throw stuff on the field.
Throw stuff on the field.
Like, no.
That'll reverse it.
That's like no.
The umps will be intimidated.
Crazy.
It should be where if you throw something on the field, you're ejected from the game. That's the way it should be. They should have security there watching. All right, you're gone, you're gone, you're gone. And then they'd stop that. But if they let it fester and continue on, then it'll become a safety hazard.
That umpire was just in bad position. Had his back turned to the play, couldn't see it. So fortunately, the home plate umpire was able to see it clearly and make the correct call. But East Forsyth fans weren't having any of it. They think they got robbed. So it is what it is. But it was just sad that he wasn't in position to make the right call. I mean, they bring three umpires for these state events. You think they could at least get in position to make the right call. But
they apparently made the right call once that other up stepped forward, so y'all saw had a better view of it. I mean, that happens all the time.
But you got the guy right there. I mean, you'd rather have the guy
the
guy 2 feet at the play instead of 10 feet away making the call. So that's the problem. So
okay. Well, anything else on your mind this morning, Bob?
No, just got Odom people coming in tomorrow to promote the big Odom Day. Again, a reminder, that's the 49th annual event this Saturday. So platform ceremonies at 11, parade at 10. Always a fun day. It's this Saturday. Forecast looks great. So, but the officials from Odom will be here tomorrow to promote the event.
Okay. And we'll get to see what the Odom T-shirts look like tomorrow. Okay, Bob, have a great day. All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show here on WIFO, 105.5 FM in Jesup, has been brought to you by O.C. Welch Ford in Hardyville and by Murphy Builder Supply, First Southern Bank, and the Service Department at G&S Auto Sales in Jesup.